Round two for the so-called king of pop punk. So how does our so-called savior do his second time around? Welcome to Everyone Does Music, where first off we have a new camera angle because my arm really hurts, and believe it or not, it's kind of pain where if you stand up it hurts a little more. So we're sitting down, my double chin is out, and we have a different kind of angle, sort of how we had with like the Billy Idol review a while ago. So there's that. But more importantly, today we're checking out the sixth album from sometimes rapper, sometimes pop punk artist, always alternative musician Machine Gun Kelly, and this sixth album is called Mainstream Sellout. I just realized how much more obvious it's going to be that I'm reading from my script. I'm not ashamed that I'm reading from a script, it's going to be more obvious because I'm looking down more now. Fuck. This album is the second from him to feature a pop punk centered sound, the other being his most recent release, Tickets to My Downfall, that came out 2 years ago, and a lot of people have incorrectly labeled this turn into a more energetic persona as an all of a sudden result due to his beef with Eminem. And real quick before we get into this album, I do want to just quickly state that I just want to put this out into the water because there's a lot of misinformation that people think, regardless of what you think about MGK, this is purely for information's sake right here. A lot of people tend to think that he made the jump into this type of music purely because of that beef with Eminem, because he lost. I'm not getting into semantics about whether he won or lost. I just want to put something clear out right away. MGK, Machine Gun Kelly, he has always been in the alternative music scene. He is, of course, probably his most successful and popular outing being a 2013 collab with Sleeping with Sirens on a song called Alone off of Sleeping with Sirens' album Feel. There's the fact that he's done covers of famous all acts like Blink-182 and Rise Against all throughout his career. There's the fact that his usual music festival, EST Fest, has featured people such as Youngblood, We Came as Romans, and even Suicide Silence. So MGK has always been a part of the pop punk scene or alternative scene more so. You can arguably call him a culture vulture, of course, and I get those sentiments, but even then, at the same point, he's dipped his toes into alternative music before, and I did want to just clear that up before we got into things. The last album, Tickets to My Downfall, had all the right vibes when it came to someone's first pop punk album. Infectious choruses, catchy bridges, right alongside energetic guitar and drum combos that at times feel like throwbacks to early 2000s Warped Tour, as blasphemous as that may sound. Now that we've had a beyond successful first foray and we're deep into a second go, what's Mainstream Sellout sound like? Right off the bat, it's worth mentioning that not only does the momentum and overall energy stay turned up to 11 on this album, but there are several spiritual successors when it comes to songs here on the release. The obvious song that's within the same vein as sequels is World War IV, which is of course a follow-up to World War III, has all the in-your-face and fast-as-hell guitar and drum work to provide a song that comes and goes in just over a minute, but gets the point across with just enough ease to make it good. I really enjoy quick songs from Machine Gun Kelly, especially when it comes to his pop punk and alternative music side of things, because you don't always need 3 minutes or 4 minutes or over a certain amount of time to get a point across and to get a song's message across. You can do it just as good and just as quickly depending on how well you do the song. World War IV is a perfect showcase of just being in and out, gone before you even know it, and getting the things done. Overall, there's no need to drag out a concept that you can bang out in short work, and that sentiment carries over into another song, Makeup Sex, featuring Black Bear. Black Bear, of course, helping Machine Gun Kelly out with possibly his most streamed and most popular song outside of Wild Boy, A Little More, and other songs such similar to that, with this older song, of course, being My Ex's Best Friend. That song stood high and far above a lot of the other songs on the previous album as the standout, whether it was your personal favorite or not, and it just had that extra layer of polish that really helped make it shine just that little bit more. Once again here, Black Bear sets a very vibey theme with the track, and it comes across clean as hell alongside MGK's vocals, and a track that feels like a match made in heaven without a shadow of a doubt. Sequels and similarities aside, the song that even after 6 listens at the point of writing this review, now I'm like 17 listens deep, still sticks out to me as likely the biggest feeling track on Mainstream Sellout, like the song that feels like the track, is the lead single, technically speaking the lead single, Paper Cuts. Other lead singles such as Emo Girl or Maybe, both featuring hefty artists in Willow and Ollie Sykes respectively, may have more streams, bigger appeal, but in terms of pure atmosphere, I feel like the song was the best way to bring in the MS era. Machine Gun Kelly originally predated this album by saying it was essentially Tickets to My Downfall with the lights turned off, and this song feels like a familiar take on the lead single to that album, Bloody Valentine, while still going forward with that aforementioned aesthetic in mind. Instrumentally, it's got a more focused and drawn-out feel right from the get-go, and the song goes on with more improvements and polish, and the production style clear as day. As energetic and powerful as My Bloody Valentine was at the first taste of Tickets to My Downfall, this song sets the tone for Mainstream Sellout, just as well with a direct opposite set of emotions being showcased. There are a lot of songs on this album that sit more on the almost somber side of things with an overall toned down vibe, more of a feeling of just kind of sitting and letting the emotions hit you, but there are some sleeper hits and some more energetic bops to be found. 5150, for example, is a great sleeper hit, relying on a simple call and response chorus to get the lyrics message across. MGK is going crazy, or at least he feels like it, so ring the bells, sound the alarms, and at the same time he's fighting against the attempts at holding him down. On one side of the coin he's saying, oh god, fucking strap me down, sedate me, get the fucking pills in me and all that. And the other side he's saying, no, fuck that, I'm not gonna be held down. It's kind of fucked up if you think about it. That double-edged sword is a theme that fits in really well with mainstream Sellout's overall idea and comes across as smooth as butter, all things considered. This album is a relentless hit, no sleepers needed, and it does its best to keep up with the sheer rock and momentum that Tickets to My Downfall had. While I can say that the former album hit higher notes and had more of an undeniable presence, the former Born with Horns isn't changed one bit from that emotion. Once again, Machine Gun Kelly is putting his heart on his sleeve and bleeding it dry for stories from his personal life and his views on the world around him. Honestly, I feel like this album sits firmly in the top 3 of Machine Gun Kelly's albums overall. That top 3, of course, being this album, Tickets to My Downfall, and, of course, everybody's go-to album, Lace Up. So, with all that said and all that in mind and all these thoughts put to paper, Mainstream Sellout by Machine Gun Kelly gets an 8.2 out of 10. That's my review. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do you guys agree? Do you disagree? Are you not really a big MGK fan? Understandable if you're not. Look at him. Overall, I hope you're having a good day. Stay hydrated. Have a good day again. See you next time.